Good morning, everybody, and welcome inside the Spotlight Omaha podcast, where we take you around the city of Omaha, introduce you to local business owners, influential figures, and people who are making an impact on our community today. We are brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing. Pixel Fire Marketing is a locally owned marketing firm who specializes in website design, creating social media ads, engaging your brand online. If your business could benefit from any of that, head over to pixelfiremarketing.com today and get your questions answered. Joining me inside the Pyramid Contractor Studios, Mercedes Fonte of Back Nine Golf here in Omaha. Thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Your story is really interesting. You're not a Nebraska native. You've only been in Omaha for a few years, but you come from Miami, where listen, you can play golf all year round if you if you really want to. How big of being from the state of Florida was an influence on what you wanted to accomplish with Back Nine?
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess originally this is my third career, believe it or not. But originally my first career was in hospitality, and Florida is known for hospitality. Started in a golf club. So I got to golf from the age of 19. But
Is that the first time you picked up a club?
Yeah.
Very cool.
So my parents are Cuban, so they don't really do a ton of golf in Cuba.
The island's a little small.
Yeah. So I just started golfing when I was 19 in hospitality at the golf club. And so obviously, years passed and I became a financial advisor in Florida. But of course, hospitality, golf courses everywhere.
Yeah.
But I never had the opportunity to really work on my game and go out there consistently. And when I saw the opportunity for Back Nine, I was like, man, there's got to be other people out there like me that want to golf. They want to be active, but they don't have the time, So that really was the big a little bit of Florida, a little bit of my professional, involvement, but that really is how Back Nine caught my attention.
We could have jumped ahead a little bit, and that's on me. I'm sorry.
That's
Can
all
you
right.
kind of explain what Back Nine is and what you guys are doing?
Sure. Yeah. So Back Nine is a 24/7 indoor golf facility. We use full swing simulators, so top of line. Full Swing's partially owned by Tiger Woods, so they're very
People
well
know
done.
who that is. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. He's kind of good at golf.
Yeah.
But
Used to be.
Yeah, we're 24/7, 365-day a year indoor golf facility with 4 simulators.
Wow.
We're not a bar scene, so we don't offer food and beverage, but you can bring your own. Collaborated with some of the
cheaper
restaurants.
too. Yeah.
Absolutely. Some of the restaurants, so you can order for them too.
Where are you guys located at?
So we're right in Regency Landing, and so that's right off 107th and Pacific. They call it Regency West. The whole area has had a major facelift. I mean, it looks phenomenal out there.
What has the response from the community been like? I mean, that's an area where you have a ton of different businesses at, and have you heard from any of the local businesses and what they think of the product and what you guys are doing?
Yeah, so the response has been excitement. Like, that's the best word to describe it. Partnered with a number of the businesses out there, not only the offices, but also like Blue Sky, which is a pickleball court.
Yep.
We're doing some stuff for Oktoberfest together. So
Very
it's just
cool.
been really fun.
Yeah, if you need beer and food, they got a ton in there.
Yes. And so we've partnered with them. So it's just been really fun and exciting, especially because winter's coming.
Yeah.
So people know we need things to do inside.
Have you mentioned it? You didn't know how many people would want to get out there and work on their game. And in Omaha, obviously, there's been this need because, I don't know if you know this, it gets cold around here.
It does.
Have you been surprised or underwhelmed? Which side of it was with the kind of the response?
I think I knew. I knew that this would just again with the popularity of golf in the area. And it's a sport you can play any age, right?
Yeah.
So with the popularity, I knew this was going to be something that the community would love and appreciate. But I think the best part about it and the biggest response is based on the community that we're building around golf.
Yeah.
So not only obviously come in and practice, but leagues, tournaments, events. It's been really great.
How often are you seeing people show up in those after 10 o'clock p.m. hours? You're open 24/7.
My gosh.
Is it pretty regular?
It's so crazy because there's a few different groups of people, right? So there's the families. I have a kid that's a member. Well, the family's a member, but he is so good. He made it all the way to Augusta.
Wow.
For their juniors program. And so 5 a.m. is their tea time before school. I have some retired folks that come in before their round of golf.
I didn't think about that.
To warm
Sure.
up. They come in around 7. And then I have the lunchers, the corporate guys that come in to host clients during the day. And then we get the round of young professionals that start showing up around 3.
Yeah.
And that goes till late. I would say till like midnight, 1 o'clock.
How many people can you guys fit into one bay?
Into one bay, I would say comfortably 6. That's the maximum that I would fit. You either get that, usually if there's a group, there's right around 4 to 6.
Yeah.
Or there's individuals that just come on their own.
If somebody needs to, like, how difficult is it to schedule more than one bay at a time if it's a larger party?
Yeah, so we do private events where we book out the entire facility. Our members do take priority, so we do schedule around that. But if you had a corporate membership and you wanted to book, or if you were a golf pro and you had a golf pro membership and you wanted to book 2 bays at a time, then what we would do is you would just go on there on our online, on our website. We're getting an app this month in October. So it's going to connect all the back nines. Yeah, it's been a work in progress. It's going to integrate all the full swing statistics into the app so you can track your progress. But yeah, it's pretty easy. It's a couple clicks. I actually had one of my social media partners go on there today and do a whole Instagram kind of reel.
Yeah.
Like 3 seconds, literally.
I want to circle back to the social media thing in a second, but what does a membership look like, and how easy is it to sign up for one?
Super easy. Everything's done online. So basically, our memberships start at $140 a month for unlimited golf 24/7. Yeah. And then they go all the way.
Round anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. And then for corporate, that's for individuals. For corporate, I mean, it's so customizable. We even have the opportunity to sponsor a whole bay where the company could have their whole logo inside, just swagged out. So those prices, obviously, those costs are a little different. But yeah, it starts at 140, so making it super accessible for people.
What has the response from the corporate community been like to the opportunity to do something like that? And is that something that is not necessarily a focal point right now and you guys want to grow into it, or has it just kind of taken over?
So I love B2B. I love networking. So I've built a network while I was here. I've been here for almost 3 years now. Yeah. And those relationships were great. They know how I am in the community. They know how I love to give back. They know the sense of community that I bring when I do things. So that has been great. Not only do they have the membership where they can go in and host their clients, do private events, host their employees, but then also they get marketing within the facility. So their logo is on our TVs. They run ads. We do co-marketing opportunities like events. So it's been really fun. And I think they're pleasantly surprised because I don't think anybody else out there is doing that.
Sure. You mentioned the social media aspect, and Instagram and Facebook Reels have kind of created this new marketing environment. How big of a role has social media kind of played in this new venture for you?
Yeah. So for one, I'm like the worst millennial in the world. So I am not good with that stuff at all.
First step's admitting it.
Yeah. So I always posted like family pics or whatever, but never like this. So I will tell you that the biggest bang for my buck, just ROI based enterprise wide, the whole franchise in the United States has been social media marketing and Google marketing. And I think that's the way the world's going. Like that's how we're doing our marketing now, especially the people that we're targeting, which are mostly young professionals.
'Cause they're always on their phones.
Yeah, so that's been great. That's been the biggest ROI. But now just knowing like, hey, this is when you should post. This is how many hashtags. This is like all this stuff that I'm learning thanks to companies that have helped me.
Sure.
So we have a couple that we have on our team. That's been a game changer.
Mercedes Fonte from Back Nine Golf here in Omaha is joining us here on the Spotlight Omaha podcast, brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing inside the Pyramid Contractor Studio. You mentioned your team.
Yeah.
How many employees do you have?
So that's kind of the beauty of it. We are not an attended facility. It's almost like an anytime fitness for golf.
Which is why I asked.
Yeah. So I have 0 employees right now.
Okay.
It's just me. I do have my team is like my social media. I use Humble Lion Consulting. I use Squared Media to do our ads. I have our contractors, our architects, our, other partners that are corporate members. Yeah. So that's really the team. I do have a couple friends that love golf and they have helped me with sales.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's been a great partnership. And once I open, so I'm opening Papillion in December in Shadow Lake Town Center.
You're burying my next question. Go ahead. Sorry.
So that's exciting.
Yeah.
But once I open Papillion, I am going to kind of focus on hiring someone to be a partner, so a general manager.
Let me ask, was the intention always open up the one in Midtown, open the one at Papillion, and then continue to grow? Or has the success out of the gate been so quick and easy that you needed a second location?
A little bit of both.
Sure.
So I knew I wanted to grow it to 5. I want to have 5 in the Omaha, Lincoln metro area.
Yeah.
But the speed of which, like almost immediately moving on to my second location, it's really been the response from the community and the fact that we're probably going to be sold out in memberships. We don't overbook our facility, but we're probably going to be sold out by November. So December will be perfect.
Darn.
Yeah, December will be perfect. I mean, we're always selling, right? That's how it works. Like you're always
absolutely.
marketing, you're always selling. But at the end of the day, like if there's a demand for this, we want to grow too.
I can't help but notice when you talk about networking, you talk about people in the community that have helped you, people in the community you've been able to help.
Yes.
You light up a little bit and you smile. Why is it such a big deal for you to be able to help the community that you work in? Because you're not from here.
No, I'm not. But something that's phenomenal about Omaha, I mean, is that first of all, there's like a 2 degree of separation. So everybody knows everyone. And that's great.
It's over 1 million people in the city, and you're not wrong.
Right. And so that's great for people like you and I that want to help each other. And then it's not great for people that are jerks. So it's kind of nice.
It's a win-win situation, folks.
Yeah. So, but this community is great on like, they want to see you grow. They want to see you succeed. So I'm just reciprocating, I'm just doing the same by connecting people as they've connected me.
One thing that we've kind of brought up with business owners in here, a lot of them are from here, but not all of them, is it kind of feels like in this city, what you just said is absolutely true, but to some degree it feels like you have to earn it here and kind of prove your worth. Have you noticed that out of the gate with Back Nine, or has it just been such a success you haven't really had to worry about that?
Yeah, you're right, 100%. I think because I've had a little bit of a footprint here for the past 3 years with a previous role with another company.
And it's a very unique idea too. That doesn't hurt.
That's true too. But I feel like I've proven myself to the community, at least the people that I'm connected with so far. But obviously, like, I think it's personal more than the company, really.
Sure.
I think your personal connections and who you are has more weight than like, okay, who's your company here? Particularly.
That's a great point.
Yeah. So I think that if you're a bad person, no matter what you do, who you're with, people are not going to trust you.
You're the third out of the 5 guests that we've had this week that has started a franchise. They've been a franchisor over a previously existing company that they didn't necessarily create. Why was going with a franchise the right move for you?
Originally, it was because I've never been a business owner. I've never been ran my own business. I've been in corporate America for my entire life, first in the hospitality industry, then in finance. And I was like, franchise is nice. It's a business in a box. You have the support, you have the marketing, you have the, but then as I got into it more and more, a national brand is a national brand. Like there's that recognition where people know who you are.
You can walk in the door and be recognized.
Totally. And I'm the first one here in the Midwest for Back Nine, but it's growing. But just knowing that, hey, there's reputation with this for the consumer is great.
How much is having other franchise owners around the country that you can communicate with benefited what you guys are doing?
Oh, that's been huge. I mean, because I don't know all the answers, right? I'm not the smartest person in the room until
most of them don't either, but they probably have dealt with situations that maybe you haven't yet.
Absolutely. So there's a huge community of other franchisees for Back Nine that all help each other, and it's been great. We're doing a competition right now, and it's super fun.
Are you winning?
Yeah. Absolutely.
You mentioned the move out to Papillion. That's coming soon too. But there's also a possibility of about 45 minutes down the road as well. You guys are possibly opening up one in Lincoln?
Lincoln, Elkhorn, and Gretna, I think, are some areas that I'm looking at. Downtown was in a conversation. Council Bluffs was in a conversation.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Yeah, right? No, there's good people out there too. But yeah, so, I mean, it's all about opportunity and timing. And if the right opportunity presents itself with the right partners, then absolutely.
By happenstance, you're in a market where the city is growing at a faster rate than it ever has been before. Is that something you're feeling within your business already, or is it so new that it's impossible to kind of know? Because you do currently only have the one location, really haven't explored outside of that building yet.
Well, the other great piece about owning a franchise is that you can see trends nationwide.
Good point.
And this particular industry, the indoor golf industry, is moving more towards not an or, but an and. And when I say that, I mean, right now people look at it as, okay, I either golf inside or outside. But people are going to start incorporating it into their routine of golf, whether it's summer, winter, whatever time of the year, because it just helps. It's training. It helps you train and grow. So The industry is projected to be, I think, 6 times larger than what it is now by 2030.
Wow.
So that in itself will kind of give you a good idea.
Does that make you worry at all about oversaturation of the market?
No, I'm a very much of a abundance mindset.
Okay.
So
More
I
is
feel
better.
like, and even when I was in finance, I mean, how many financial advisors were out there?
That's true.
You
That's a good
know,
point.
real
I think
estate,
everybody knows 4.
insurance,
Yeah.
So I feel like it's about providing value. And then there's business for everyone, but the way you stand out is by providing value. So I'm not afraid of that.
Well, let me ask, what do you plan on doing to be different from the competition?
So I think the competition right now, I mean, there's great competition out there. And I love that because that keeps us good.
Sure.
All of us.
You run faster when you're getting chased.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there is great competition, but we are different. Like we have tournaments, leagues, we have events. So again, building that community. And I think a lot of our competitors out there are either a bar scene, which is great because that's fun.
Yeah.
But that's not what you want all the time, right? So we have a market as well.
You don't have to deal with drunks either.
Yeah, exactly. And then the other side of the competition, I don't see them doing a lot of like community stuff, like events and leagues and tournaments. So we do stand out in that way. And then the corporate partnerships too.
Does it worry you at all that the facility is unmaintained while people are in there? You don't always have somebody available at all the time. Is there ever you ever lose sleep at night over the fact that your business is open and readily available?
So at first I was like a fiend on the camera system. I was like always looking, always worried. But what I found is, and I'm so happy that most of the people that visit our facility are members. We do have public tea times. Those are limited, but most of the members are the ones that are visiting, and they've taken such great care of the facility. Like it's an extension of their home. So I'm so pleased and so thankful for that. So my guard has gone down a little bit, but at first I definitely was worried.
Yeah, and obviously repetition, having people in there, and it probably helps that when they are members, they scan and you know who it is.
Oh
too,
yeah,
right?
yeah, for sure.
What are some? And the question coming in from Tom on YouTube. What are some of the courses you could play at Back Nine?
Oh my gosh. So everybody asked me, I'm just going to take this off, like just start with this. Augusta's not available anywhere. So that one.
They have a little bit of an exclusivity issue down there in Georgia.
But Pebble Beach, I mean, there's so many, Dismal River's on there. That's a Nebraska course.
Yep, absolutely.
There's just so many great courses all over the world. We have some courses from Australia, Mexico. It's just incredible. And the cool thing is that Full Swing is so innovative that they're out there all the time.
They have their own Netflix show.
Scouting new, exactly. They're scouting new courses all the time. And so we're always getting updates with new courses.
The Nebraska,
Hundreds.
Nebraska course portion is interesting because I think from the 10,000-foot view, from a business standpoint, some of the local golf courses would look at this as an overall negative thing. It's a way to pull away from their business. Have you had conversations with anybody locally? And if so, how have those conversations kind of gone?
Yeah, my goal is to partner with the golf courses.
Sure.
I even have in the men's and women's bathroom in there some golf course maps that are local courses.
That's cool.
I really want to partner. And I think they look at it, I've had conversations. There's 2 ways they look at it. One of them is that way, competition, and you might steal our members. The other is, hey, let's partner. Let's,
who doesn't want more golf?
We can advertise each other in our, areas and help each other. The golf lover is who we're going for here that we want to help. So why not partner? So that's been interesting because I thought I'm always like, oh, abundance, but
not everybody looks at it that
not
way.
Everybody thinks, and they're getting simulators too, the courses. So it could be
I was gonna say, do you look at that as a way to create revenue?
Yeah.
As maybe we could be a partner here and come in and set stuff for you?
Absolutely. We can, there's a difference. Indoor golf is not the same experience as out, being out on the course. So absolutely there's a difference. So I don't think it could be replaceable, but why not partner and collaborate? So that's what I'm looking for. If you're out there, if you're a golf course and you want to find out, how to collaborate, I'd love to have a conversation.
And we're catching up with Mercedes Fonte, the owner of Back Nine Omaha, here on the Spotlight Omaha podcast, brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing inside the Pyramid Contractor Studio. You brought up men's and women's bathrooms, and I think the way that the game is approached by men and women is different. Obviously, you have the women's tee versus the men's tee. As far as your demographic and what you're seeing in your members, do you know just ballpark what the split is between men and women?
Oh, yeah. I'm very aware because I'm a woman and I'm a golfer, and it's mainly men now.
But I feel like that's a really growing population, too.
But there's so many women golfers, great women golfers in Omaha that
the
enjoy
LPGA
leagues.
seen its biggest enlistment ever.
Yes. I've heard that statistic. And so I really want to put it out there to women that, we're gonna have women's leagues. We're gonna have, it's a great time to bring your friends and
Big deal for you?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I want to grow that definitely.
Why?
Because I think there are other women out there that need that flexibility as well. Whether they're business professional, mothers, or both.
Yeah.
And they love golf. This gives you that flexibility. So I'd love to see more ladies join.
You've mentioned networking, and you're obviously a member of Center Sphere, and
Yes.
some of our mutual friends are in the group as well. How has networking played a role in you deciding, not just with Back Nine specifically, but deciding to become an entrepreneur and starting your own business?
Oh man. First of all, if I could pick like the top 3 things that I love to do on a day-to-day basis, one of them would be networking.
Sure.
Not only the fact
Has it always
that,
been that way?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
I think I'm definitely a people person. I used to joke that I can talk to a plant if you let me. But
Thanks for pointing out I don't have any plants in my studio.
yeah, I know. Where are they? Come on. I'll bring you one.
You tell us a guy studio.
Yeah, I'll bring you one.
Yeah.
Because I love plants. But anyway, I think networking, and especially in Omaha, like it's about connections. It's about relationships. People help you. You help them. It's very fulfilling to me if I connect somebody and there's like this big deal that happens or that they win for their company or their business. So for me, like, that, and it's a little bit of the confidence thing. Like that brought me the confidence that I needed to jump out on my own and open a business.
I had this weird moment yesterday. Mark Fredrickson, who's been in the studio, he owns Red Box Dumpsters. I saw his I saw his dumpster out at a construction site the other day, and I got like excited for him. Networking does this weird thing where you almost like feel like you're a part of that team. And for anybody that is a business owner that hasn't gotten listen. Center Sphere doesn't pay us anything, so this isn't a sponsorship by any stretch. If you're not doing networking, your business is completely missing out.
Oh yeah.
In my opinion, I want to talk about you personally for a minute. You're a mom. You're an entrepreneur. You're a fiance. You're a bonus mom. You're a golfer. You do a lot of things. How do you balance everything?
I think that you have to kind of, first of all, control what you can control, right? And secondly, like you have to have some things take precedence. Like some things you need to make sure that, family is everything. Family is number one. Faith is a big part of my life. So those things that I'm like non-negotiable, but then there's the balance. Like, okay, well, give and take. I'm not going to be there every day to pick up my son from school, but
is that tough for you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it was worse. There were weeks that I would never be able to pick him up from school because my roles were so demanding in the past. So, but now I have the flexibility that I can do that. And sometimes it's like maybe he takes the bus and I'll meet him at the bus stop an hour later. So it's all about balance.
I have 3 small kids, and like when I'm not there for bedtime and stuff like that, it absolutely kills
me too.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Gosh.
Is it difficult for you? And we've gotten, I think this is episode 189. I think we've gotten about 189 different answers to this question.
Okay.
Is it difficult for you to put your phone down and not be about business at all times of day and night?
Yeah, because my phone's on my wrist too.
A lot of people have said that.
Yeah, it is, but I enjoy it.
Sure.
It's really fulfilling, and I'm like, I have these personal goals, these career goals, these professional goals, right? So I feel like, and I love just talking to the people that are interested in what I do and what I'm providing. So when my phone rings, sometimes people are like, "Oh my gosh, Mercedes, sorry to bother you again." And I'm like,
Let's
at
talk
all.
about
like, are you kidding
irons
me?
and wedges.
Yeah, like you're coming in and enjoying something that I've worked so hard for.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're taking, getting your golf game better and having so much fun. It's a pleasure for me to really interact with these people.
I want to ask about your fiance. He's an entrepreneur as well, owns another local business here in Omaha. How big of a role has he played? His name's Jared, correct?
Yes.
How big of a role has Jared played in Back Nine in this creation?
Oh my gosh. Jared has been number one, my rock. Number one supporter and cheerleader. But also, he's been a business owner for as long as I can remember.
Probably knows a little bit. Yeah.
He's been, doing all the areas, like any small business owner, marketing, accounting, all the things, right? So he's been a great sounding board for me, and obviously a great partner in this.
Sure.
He's really helped me, and I love the way, like my biggest one of the things that I'm so happy that when it happens is when he like introduces me as like Mercedes, my fiance. She's the owner of the Back Nine. The excitement that he shares when he says
it's a big
those
deal.
things.
It matters.
It's super cool. It's like, okay,
feels
right.
What is something about being a business owner that you didn't know a year ago that you know today?
So it's interesting because I wasn't going to do this full time. I was going to do this semi-passively because, again, no employees. It's all done online.
Yeah.
You hire, a couple great companies to
and then you open the door.
clean. And then, But then you also are like, man, the potential in this, can I do this full time? And so anyway, I think that was the biggest, I knew it was going to be work 100%. I knew that going from corporate America, which in a demanding role even, to being a business owner was going to be more work. And I was mentally prepared for that. But there's life you balance, but then there's your business and things you have to balance within your business.
And they eventually just kind of merge into one sometimes.
Yeah, and I'm actually reading a book. It's called Buy Back Your Time.
It's great.
And that has been like phenomenal for me because sometimes it's like, okay, what if I pay myself less, but now I can exponentially grow?
Yep.
So
Rich Dad, Poor Dad is great too.
That's a great book too. Yep. So I just think that leveraging talent, outside talent, whether it's hiring a social media consulting company or hiring an accountant, or hiring, finding the best contractor out there.
Sure.
We use Montage Builders. They're phenomenal.
Shout out to Montage
And they
Builders.
use Redbox too. So that's kind of cool.
If you have a contact at Montage, we'd love to talk to them, maybe get them in here on the podcast as well. We're kind of hitting the point where we try to wrap it up for the day. Is there anything about Back Nine that we haven't mentioned that people should know about?
It's, you should come check it out for free. We do 30-minute free demos. Bring your own clubs. Come check it out. Take the tour.
Where could people find it? How to do that at?
Right online. It's theback9golf.com. And then you're going to do a / Omaha NE. Or if you just go to theback9golf.com, you can find our locations. And then you can just book a demo right on there. Either myself or one of my great friends that have, trained and helped me to do some of these demos. They'll be there. And then, you just check it out for yourself. I feel like when you come in the door, you're like, oh, this is what this is. Oh, I like this. Oh, this is comfortable.
The one thing we didn't talk about was clubs. If somebody doesn't have clubs, do you guys have rentals available, or is that something
we don't
that's
have
not
rentals?
ready? Okay.
I'll be honest, I do keep a spare in there. My husband has a men's spare, and I have a women's spare that I keep in there.
Very
and
cool.
We can always loan you those, but it is a bring your own club facility, and there's phenomenal golf club suppliers in town that I'd be happy to connect you with.
Stop at Osted's Golf. Those are friends.
Those
too.
are great guys. Yeah.
Tell Ryan we sent you. Back9golf.com /NE is scrolling across the bottom of your page right now. If you want to find out how to come in and get a free 30-minute session, please head over there and do so. Work with Mercedes and her team. Thank you so much for doing this. We greatly appreciate it. We'll be back on Monday talking to a business that's been around for the Omaha area for a long time that I think people are going to be really excited to learn more about. Hope you can join us at 11 on Monday here on the Spotlight Omaha podcast, brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing inside the Pyramid Contractor Studio.